introducing Buckeye Bill, 5-star D, Lady Buck. We up, let's go. We bout that business, that business. Boy, we bout that business. It get real up in that field, Buckeye Bill bout that business. That business, that business. Boy, we bout that business. This all hustle, this ain't luck. Lady Buck about that business. We bout that business, that business. We trending on retreat, we bout that business, that business. All we know is win, ain't no defeat. We bout that business, that business. Competition can't compete. We bout that business, that business. Number one, I feel it in my cleats. Hey, we got facts, we got stats. Not to mention trending topics. You the champ? No, that's cap. Drilling, killing all the guys. Please don't try that, boy. You know we hotter, boy. Making all kind of noise. We on fire. What you know about them Ohio boys? We bout that business, that business. Boy, we bout that business. It get real up in that field. Buckeye Bill bout that business. That business, that business. Boy, we bout that business. This all hustle, this ain't luck. Lady Buck about that business. We bout that business, that business. We trending on retreat. We bout that business, that business. All we know is win, ain't no defeat. We bout that business, that business. Competition can't compete. We bout that business, that business. Number one, I feel it in my cleats.
Hey, everybody. Good evening. Can you hear me? Hey, Nitty.
Deal. Yep, I can hear you crystal clear.
All right. Waiting for Buckeye Bill to join. We're going to go ahead and add Hayes. We got Hayes sitting backstage.
What's happening? What's happening?
There he is. Hey, good evening. So,
What up,
welcome,
Hayes?
everybody.
What's up? What's up?
So,
How
let
your
me
day?
welcome everybody to the show. We got some interesting topics that we need to talk about. I know, Nitty, you sent me a few. Me and Hayes sounded off a couple days ago. Excuse me, Village. Lady Buck here, a little under the weather, but we gonna make it do what it do. So first, let me remind you, or let you celebrate with us again. We are over on every platform. We have surpassed the goal that we initially had for 500 followers. We are over 500 on every platform.
All right.
So, yeah, we are over that number.
Yeah.
Now we want to hit 1,000. So thank you, supporters. Thanks for sharing us and following us and liking us and being as supportive as you have been. Without you, there's no us. So definitely want to thank you for that, and want to ask that you continue to do so that we can hit our next goal. If you have background noise, can you mute yourself for a second till it's time for you to talk? I don't know who it is, but
It's probably me watching the basketball game.
oh, okay. Maybe we could mute that a little bit.
Well, I turned it down.
Okay, thank you. So, so and with that being said, also remember our quote unquote new page is, the About That Business page. Is About That Business with Buckeye Bill. That's our actual page. And so make sure that you follow that one and share that one. That's where most of the information is going to be. And follow us on all of our Facebook, our TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. So make sure you follow all of those platforms as well. So, yeah, there we go. I think Buckeye Bill's ready. You ready, Buckeye Bill? Let's see. There he is. There's the man of the hour. Oh, he took it back off.
Oh, he playing peekaboo with us.
I don't know what he's doing. So, Nitty, let me
Yep.
ask you this, and I'm sure Hayes is going to want to chime in on this one too before we get to another discussion. So, Nitty, you said how to fix the slam dunk contest. Well, what's wrong with it? What's wrong with it? Am I missing something? Like, is there a problem? I
It's
mean,
it's,
I
it's
haven't watched it in
entertaining.
years.
It's entertaining, but on the grand scheme of things, it's done lost a little bit of luster. Wouldn't you agree, Hayes?
Oh yeah, it seems like
Well,
there should be
why?
more. Well, you got for one, I don't like the way they do it. I mean, I don't like the okay. Now you got about a minute or so to dunk, dunk or whatever. They didn't have that before, so come on
So
with
how
that.
was it before? How was it set up before?
Well, back in the day, it was just hey, you got your chance to dunk, and whatever you did, you did. If you missed it, then hey, you got some points taken off.
Mm-hmm.
And so
I see.
now, what's the difference now? Now they have what, a certain time limit? They can do more than one, or
Yeah,
what's?
well,
No,
you can only dunk. Go ahead.
you can only like yeah. I'm gonna piggyback off of Hayes. I know. I think I know what he's gonna say. You could like the thing is when now you could dunk, but then if you miss it, they put you on the clock. That you got to complete the dunk. But my thing is, not everybody that be um not everybody be attending the dunk contest and stuff. And so, like I said, they lost a little bit of love. Matt McCluggan, he brought us back. You know what I'm saying? But then he ran the table 3 times and said, I quit. But
Yep.
my answer to the Shaquille O'Neal knows the answer to my question. So if anybody can get a hold of Shaquille, let him know that Blue Nitty said stop playing. And what I mean by that is you got 2 separate shows. You got the NBA dunk contest every year, but then
Hmm.
Statman produced a show that had the YouTube dunkers on there, and they would give the people that's in the dunk contest a run for their money. So what I was suggesting is Team Shaq go against Team NBA dunk contest, winner take all.
Oh, so there's two separate dunk teams. There's two
Oh
separate
yeah.
dunk shows.
No, it's 2 separate dunk shows. Shaquille O'Neal and I want to say like Kenny the Smith
Yep.
had just had they just executive produced one, and them dunks was had me on my seat. You had one dude
Oh
five
yeah.
three, 5'4", jump out the gym.
Yep.
So and I,
Mm.
I and I put him up against anybody in the NBA dunking, and they'll have a nice contest.
Now I like that suggestion. That is, you can fix that because I didn't hear anybody really talking about the slam dunk contest. Not like you said, Hayes. Back in the day, it was a big deal.
Oh yeah.
Everybody watched it. It was something to wait on. But nobody really. I didn't even. Nobody talked about it. So I like that idea, Nitty.
Oh
That's
yeah.
You
why I
know.
said. That's why I said if somebody can get a hold of Shaquille O'Neal, let him know. Blue Nitty got the answer.
But the thing is, though, it's all about that money. Then it'll be a thing of who makes the money. Who
Shoot,
who gets it.
Shaquille could get that money and split that mug up with the players.
Yep.
And let's say the Team Shaq won. He could split that mug on the players. Then he could flip it back again and use it as a loss because he had to pay that money out and count that on his taxes.
Yeah.
Uh
Okay, there
oh,
he is.
he
Cut him
was.
back off.
I told
Okay.
you,
Well, see,
Testing one, testing one, two.
peekaboo,
Can y'all hear me?
We
peekaboo.
can, we can.
Oh, okay. Like I said, I'm down here in the dungeon. I missed most of the conversation. What I did think that you were talking about was the beleaguered dunk contest in All Star Day, and it's garbage. There's no stars, and they need to either get rid of it altogether and let the 3 point um, competition be the bigger issue because they are way more entertaining than the dunks, and because again you you can't create a new dunk on the planet. It's just kind of like impossible. The only way to bring any luxury into the three, I mean the dunk contest is to get some stars in there. If you don't want to, if the stars don't want to participate, get rid of it all together.
So Nitty had
And
an idea.
I might even agree with you, Nitty. Um, don't even have any of the NBA players doing it. Have some outsiders come out there who come up with more creative dunks.
Hey, y'all, hold on
So
one second. I gotta be right back.
that might be something
Okay.
All right, go
to
ahead.
explore.
Yep, I mean, that's how I feel. That's why I said if you got, because you do got some good dunkers in the NBA. They might be better in game dunkers, but you got some dunkers, right? So like I was telling Lady Buck and Hayes, hey, why not have the NBA go against the YouTubers? Because the YouTubers got the better dunks.
I see. I mean, that's not a bad platform for. But see, here's the problem. Here's the problem with that. NBA stars don't like being put on their put on their tail. So if you get some outsiders, you will not get the top of the line NBA players trying to be in the they're not even doing it now. So let alone if you get some
Exactly.
outsiders in there, there's no LeBron James or um um Kobe Bryant's or anything that will participate. Well, Kobe Bryant's not in the league, but individuals who would go up against some premier dunkers out there in the world, and then that's why LeBron James doesn't want to participate. He don't want to lose. He don't
Mm-mm.
want to lose, and that's the bigger
No.
issue. These guys, they're what I would call their pride is at issue.
Mm-hmm.
They
Mm-hmm.
don't know how to. They want to win all the time. I get that, but when you are participating and you're going up against the best of the best, wouldn't you want to go against the best of the best and show what you're capable of doing? LeBron won't do it. He won't do it.
Well,
Yeah.
And LeBron,
he's old now.
he's the one who started everybody backing out of it. Because LeBron said, I'm not going to do it. Since he didn't do it, nobody else wanted to do it. And that's what the issue is. Get LeBron up out of here. He's gonna retire in about a year or two. Okay, good looking out. Let some of these youngsters come up and they might get their own culture and might want to
Mm-hmm.
go against each other. LeBron never
Mm-hmm.
wanted to go against the best in the dunk
Mm-hmm.
contest, and that's why it died.
Mm,
That's it. That's all.
Well,
I disagree.
I think you have no stars that are going to be rivals like you did a few years ago. You had Levine and Gordon go at it, but
Mm-hmm.
But they
now it's like
weren't
now you don't have
stars.
nothing.
They weren't stars. They were good players. They
Yeah,
weren't
but there was better.
stars.
Yeah, but there was better dunkers.
Yep,
They still wasn't
yep.
stars.
I mean,
Yeah.
okay. So who you put in the lineup for be a dunking contest? Who you put in the lineup?
What this year?
Well, next year.
This last year for the All-Star game. Um, who I would have liked Brown in there. I would have liked I, I would have liked the guy from Memphis. What's his little dude
John
name?
Morant.
John Morant.
Huh?
John
Yeah,
Morant.
John Morant.
John Morant, the Minnesota guy, um,
Edward.
yeah,
Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Edwards. I mean, you get some of these young up and coming stars into that. You know what I'm saying? That puts their name out there, first of all. And
Mm-hmm.
second of all, you're still looking for someone to lead into the future for the NBA. So these guys, they know how to dunk, man. They've been dunking all their lives.
Mm-hmm.
Now they might have to have a creative coach to show them how to do it a little bit better, but
Mm-hmm.
they've been dunking all their lives, man. It's more entertaining when you have the stars doing it than a journeyman. That's all I'm saying.
Well,
Lady Buck.
now,
Well, I mean, again, the dunk contest. Again, I have not paid attention to it in a number of years. It has not had my attention. Um, but since we're on basketball, before we move to the draft and before we move to our football conversation, uh, there's this continuous chatter, or this always comes up during this time of year, of who is the GOAT. Fans continue to want to put or pit Michael Jordan and LeBron, against one another to say who the GOAT is and all of that.
They
So,
all go.
um, yeah. So my opinion of that is they both are. They both come from different eras. So, in my opinion, Michael Jordan was the GOAT in his era. LeBron is still playing and still, he's not retired or anything, not yet, and he's the GOAT of his era because there's no one else that is doing or has done, what he's done, what he's um what he's come up with, what he's I can't get my words together, but what he's accomplished. There is no there's no one that compares. There's other good players, other great
His
players, I agree,
longevity is
but
what you're talking about.
their your longevity. Not only that, and we're talking about, if we're just talking about on the court, because we can, there's a whole different category off the court in which no one else still can compare. That's still playing now actively in the league. But then you think about on the court. I mean, name one who was able to get their son and able to play on the same team in the NBA. Name one. Name another one.
well, I mean, there's not none because
Who
there's only one. But
exactly?
I would, I
So
would, I would think that if the Curry boys, if Dale was still playing, of course that would have been good. But he's old. He
who?
watched, Dale Curry. Now he had it, but his sons are young, so now they're both in the league, on the same team. Matter of fact, um,
Mm-hmm.
but other than that, I mean,
Yeah, there
I I
isn't.
think I think that, well, LeBron, he did his thing with that, but I just think that
I mean, I
I
think
don't
he's the
think there, I
GOAT
don't
of
think
his
I don't.
era,
Oh
and
yeah,
Michael
I mean,
Jordan's the GOAT of his era. They're two different players, two different styles. They both did what they do at the top of their game. When they were in their prime, they both did it. I don't think we can
Okay,
put. I don't think it's worth putting them against one another
I'm
because
still gonna
they
shut y'all down.
both
I'm gonna shut y'all down.
they. Well,
I'm
hold on for yeah, in a moment, and when it's your turn. So I
Mm-hmm.
don't think. I think again, you know, Michael is not even playing right now. So it's just, like I said, basketball, if you look at the basketball in the history, there's eras. You got your Dr. J, your Larry Bird eras, your Kareem eras, and of course you had your Michael Jordan, eras, Scottie Pippen, you have different eras, the same in every sport. And so I just think, that's my opinion. You know, they're both goats, if we're just talking about on the court. All right, you can have it.
Now here's the thing. I get it. I understand about Michael Jordan's era. Actually, I went back and watched one of his um, All American McDonald All American games in 80, I think it was 81 or so. I'm not sure what year it was. And he played phenomenal. But the comp is Lenny Bias. The comp is, if Lenny Bias would have stayed alive, Michael Jordan would have had a run for his money. And Michael
Fact.
Jordan got a pass because Lenny Bias passed away. And I mean, I'm not saying Michael Jordan,
Mm.
and like she said, in that era, he was one of the, and I've watched some of his games, and he was spectacular,
Oh, absolutely. Now,
spectacular. I'm talking about. But then I watched some games of Lenny Bias in the year that he got drafted by Boston. The year before he got drafted by Boston, he was in his college that year. He was better than a Michael Jordan. One of the reasons why he went number two. Michael Jordan didn't go number two. Lenny Bias did.
Well,
And
you got to realize Len Bias didn't have any competition. Well, they go for as far as on his team. When you look
say
at Jordan when
that
he played for North Carolina, when Jordan played for North Carolina, he had a whole bunch of superstars that were stacked on that team.
exactly. Len
So,
Bias he had one star on that
yep.
and yes, they got beat by North Carolina, but Lenny Bias played better than Michael Jordan. He scored 24 points. Michael Jordan scored 21 points. But the point is, that's Michael Jordan's comp. Michael Jordan he's not even at this, well, he's great and everything, but he's not at the same level as a LeBron James, a young man that came from, I mean, literally nowhere. He won a high school. Michael Jordan got cut from his high school team.
Yeah.
LeBron James did not. Okay, he carried his teammates to a championship. He was playing Matter Day out there in California, packing arenas as a 16, 17-year old. He came into the league and was awesome. Okay, he had to leave Cleveland. He went and got his championships, and he came back and gave Cleveland the only championship they've ever had. So, as far as iconic, let's do that. Now, six in a row, I get it. Michael Jordan, he did it and everything like that. But they had to put rules in for Michael Jordan to navigate. They didn't have to put rules in for LeBron James. LeBron James could run over you. Michael Jordan couldn't. If they hadn't put those rules in, he'd have never got past Boston or the Pistons. And he wouldn't have made it into any championship because those were the predominant teams. And there's just no, I mean, there's really just no comparison. It's just errors. And LeBron James is the GOAT of his era, and Michael Jordan was the GOAT of his. But no one will. If anybody wants to come against me about LeBron James, I got you. Don't worry about it. Come on. What you
well,
got to say?
Hayes had a different point. What Hayes' thing was is that he felt like when Michael Jordan entered the league, some of the greats were still playing, and so he had to play, those greats, and that when LeBron entered the league, there, you know, um, go ahead, Hayes. Say, what was your
Well,
point?
my thing was when Jordan came in, he got beat down pretty bad against some of the superstars that are legends today.
Because he a
That one
sucker.
now. Hey, but you know
No,
No,
what?
I wouldn't say that. I gotta give
He
him his
didn't
props now.
no he didn't flip flop teams to chase a ring either, did he?
Yeah, no, I can't say he's a sucker now because
But
no,
see,
I
the,
can say it.
he
I
did.
said it.
Yeah,
No,
now let me
no,
ask
because
you a
I
it
question.
was
can't.
Hold on,
I
hold on.
disagree with that.
for
I
Michael
Let me
disagree with
ask
Jordan
that.
because
let me
he
ask you a
cried.
question.
He
Do
cried and
you
cried and cried.
do you
And
who did
changed
what?
the rules.
Who said what?
He, they didn't want
Who,
Michael Jordan to get beat up in that era. Okay, he was playing against greats. He was playing against some Isaiahs and Magics and the Birds. All of those. Yes, he was playing against them, but he was not beating them. And the reason why he wasn't beating them is because he couldn't get past them. When
well,
they
first
changed
of all,
the
he
rules,
had the players. He didn't have the players that he had when he started winning the championship, but he stuck with the team.
what?
He didn't have the players he had when he won those championships. Then now when he got the players when Phil Jackson came along, they started getting it.
Yeah,
Bro,
well,
Phil Jackson was a product of changing the rules. He was a byproduct of changing the rules. Um, the triangle was a byproduct of changing the rules.
No, just a
And
smart basketball play.
Tex Winter.
listen, well, okay. So
So
let me
what?
ask you a question.
So wait a minute, Nitty.
Why would they spend all their wealth to get Dennis Rodman from Detroit? Because they
What
couldn't beat Detroit.
Jesus Christ.
Man,
Hold
come
on.
on,
Man,
bro.
my
Let's
mom's
get
calling me. Hold
real,
on one
man.
second,
Let's
okay?
get real, man.
Okay.
take
Let's
care
get
of your
real,
business,
man.
Hayes.
There was a lot of
All right.
things that happened for Jordan, including the Nike contract that made him what Michael Jordan is. And they changed the rules for Michael Jordan. They did not change the rules for LeBron.
What
They
you got
didn't
for me
That
change.
that Nitty. Okay.
on
What's your point?
this topic is
Yeah.
this. They also two different players, two different
Right.
positions. LeBron is extremely
Right.
strong. Now, to go to piggyback off of Hayes now is like this. When Jordan came in the league, Jordan had a lot to deal with. He had to work his way. And when LeBron came in the league, LeBron had to work his way too. Because I mean, you got to stop and think. He had players on his team not wanting to pass him the ball because he was a youngster.
And he was so young. Yeah.
Yeah. So and LeBron is so strong. I mean, he's extremely strong. He take good care of his body. But another thing, LeBron mental is so strong. When he came in the league, his mental had to be all together. When he came in the league, he came straight out of high school. You know what I'm saying? So his
Right.
mental, he had to get it together. You know what I mean? But as far as the GOAT topic, I refuse to do it because for the simple fact that
Right.
LeBron is GOAT, LeBron is the GOAT, and Jordan is the GOAT.
Mm-hmm.
That's not to be disputed.
And that's how I feel about it too. Because what I'm not gonna do is I can't discredit Jordan. I was a diehard Jordan fan. Um, I was when I was really into basketball. He started my fandom. You know, of the
Hmm.
game, and so I can't take that away from him. Of course, when LeBron, I'm still a fan. Of LeBron. So I'm like you, Nitty. I don't like to say, oh, this one's the GOAT and this one's better and this one because again, two different eras, two different. They both had to work their way up in the league by hard work. Neither one of them skated through. LeBron had to prove himself. He's still proven, I don't think he's proven himself anymore. He doesn't have to, but it's like he can't do enough, because he's always being criticized. It doesn't matter, what he does or does not do. There's always, but that comes with the territory. So I don't think I'm like you. it's an era. It's an era thing. You know, Michael Jordan was the GOAT of his era. Now it's
Oscar
LeBron's turn
Robinson.
because there's no one
I mean,
else who can
all
Yeah.
compare
you got to do
to
is all
LeBron
you
right
got to
now.
do is go into the archives and watch some Oscar Robinson.
Oh yeah.
I
Who was good
mean,
at it?
gracious,
Who,
we talking about at their position. I'm talking about at their position. I'm not talking about centers. I'm not talking about power forwards. I'm talking about guards. And Oscar Robinson was off the chain. That's history right there.
Yeah.
So you're right. It's
Then, then,
about
then,
the
hey, Buckeye
eras.
Bill.
It's about who watched them and what you liked about them.
Well, then,
And
Buckeye
the
Bill.
new
Since
generation,
we're
they're
talking
gonna love
about this,
LeBron.
since we're
The older
since we're talking
generation is
about
gonna love a little bit about Michael Jordan. The other ones will be talking about Magic and Dr. J. That's how that.
so Buckeye Bill. Since we're talking about Oscar Robinson, let's use Oscar Robinson as our Black History uh, athlete.
Yeah.
So educate us on who Oscar Robinson is and
Okay, well, you know,
what's
Oscar
so great about
Robinson.
Oscar Robinson.
I don't have my I don't have my phone with me right now, but Oscar Robinson, he was a Nick. He was he was one of the most predominant basketball players in the 60s and the 70s. Okay.
Okay.
Um what's his name? Westbrook. Westbrook. He took the title from Oscar Robinson, triple 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 doubles.
Yep.
Oscar Robinson um maintained triple doubles from the 70s all the way until the 2000s, where he scored 10, 10, and 10 or more consecutively for years. He was a phenomenal basketball player. He was more importantly, a, he was an outstanding person. He mentored a lot of upcoming stars in the 70s and almost into the 80s. And he I think the one of the last people that he dealt with was Magic. You know, he showed Magic how to be Magic. You know, I mean, he was just, I mean, if you look at, like I said, I had it with me, but I left it upstairs. But if you just look at his track record as a basketball player, but as a human being, he's like Jackie Robinson, to be honest with you. I mean, that's how iconic that man is and was. And I bet you, like I said, Russell Westbrook and all the players right now, you go up there, you go up to them and ask them, "Hey, Oscar Robertson," and I bet you they can tell you a story or his stats or anything. It's almost like Kareem. If you ask some of these players, because some of these players just don't care. But if you ask some of the iconic players that's playing in the game right now, you go to somebody and say, "Hey, what do you think about Kareem?" They'll tell you. You go to Wimby and ask Wimby, "What do you think about Kareem?" I bet you know every stat about Kareem and Will Chamberlain because he played the position. He played the position. And Oscar Robinson was one of the best um, point guards to ever be in the league, bar none. All you got to do is Googling, just Googling, and watch. Now back then, of course, everybody say, "Oh, well, he was playing against inferior players." No, they was players in his era, and he
and they
torched
played
everybody.
rougher. They played rougher
So,
too.
huh?
They played rougher too.
And they,
Yeah.
oh yeah, you can, yeah, they was playing like hockey back then in the 60s and the 70s. They was playing. Ask your dad, man, Big Reg, man, to tell you exactly how that went. And
Mhm.
I mean, if he was able to come up on here, he'd be able to give us a little bit more in depth because he's a true historian about basketball. But he would know it off the rip. He would know it off the rip. He'd run it off for us. So yeah, when you look at errors, you go back to like an Oscar Robertson or Wilt Chamberlain, Magic, Bird, um, um, Michael Jordan, LeBron. Who's next? That's the bigger question. Who's next? And that's
Well,
what the bigger issue should be: is who's next?
now
Is
let me
Anthony
ask you a question.
Edwards next? Is Wimby next? You know, because they talk about the next American star. Wimby's not American. Luca's not American. You know,
Shit.
so
Even though he don't have a
I
name,
don't look at
he don't,
the NBA league as an American sport anymore because you have too many talented players across the world that can come here and play with, uh, you know, play here. You know,
And so,
so
so Hayes, what's your
whoever's
question?
the
What Hayes had
what?
a question. What's your question, Hayes? Hayes had a
No, well,
question.
we was we were talking about these players that's coming in and in their eras, but I want to know who you think is going to be the face of the NBA once LeBron James retires.
That's a good question.
Well,
I
that what
Wimby,
I would say is, oh, go ahead, Nitty, and I'll tell you what I think.
Wimby, they're already grooming him.
Yep, and I think Anthony Edwards could be one.
Anthony Edwards don't want to be.
I think one
No,
is
he
coming
don't.
out of he's
why
he
do y'all say he don't want to be?
He said it.
Yeah,
Oh,
no. He didn't say. He said he will be part. He will be
I'm hearing.
side by side with Wimby.
Yeah.
He wants to listen. First of all, he doesn't have a championship, and Wimby don't have a championship. You cannot crown either one of them a face of the league until they're crowned. Now, um, uh, SGA, you can,
he's
they don't want to crown him because he's
he's
American,
Canadian.
but he's one of the best players in the league. Luca,
For
he's one of the best players in the league.
offense,
Yep,
Luka don't play
Jokic,
defense.
he's one of the best players in the league. I
Yeah.
mean, so they're hesitating on saying who's gonna be the face because they don't want a foreigner to be the face of the league. They want an American, and Boozer is coming out, and y'all better watch for him.
oh yeah, the boys out of Duke.
Hmm. Well, shoot, I just think it's a lot of new faces, and it's not going to be one person or two people that's going to be the face of the NBA. I think they're going to have a merry-go-round of faces.
Now
You know
you
what I'm
know who
saying?
I would think would be one if he wasn't on a downhill slide. I would give Steph Curry that.
Yep, he's one of them. He's one of them.
Yep,
But as far as like the new players coming in, you're going to talk about SGA. SGA play defense. He plays on both sides of the ball. That's what's so
yep,
great about him. And he goes 100 miles an hour all game.
that's true.
You know, so that is, but yeah.
so
So go ahead.
before we move off of basketball, now I know I want to hear I guess on our next one, we'll talk about the WNBA. We gotta talk about the ladies because they're doing their thing too. But as far as the NCAA in college, the women are really, when I'm looking at some of the games and I'm looking at the college games as we head on into March Madness,
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at the women's games are just much more exciting. They're
They
just,
are.
I mean, they are balling right now. They
They're a lot
are,
more aggressive.
Yeah.
They're a lot
yeah,
more
they're
aggressive.
balling. Yeah, they are. And it's just, it's much more exciting. Um, watching LSU, South Carolina. Oh, there's another one out there that was really balling this
UConn.
weekend. UConn, kind of all of them. I mean, they were just,
Then you have Tennessee out there.
yeah,
You have Ohio
yeah,
State out there, the ladies Ohio State team. They're
yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah. Ohio State. I mean, we had a little rough loss, but
Yeah.
it was still, it was an interesting game. All the way up until the second half.
Don't forget
So
my don't forget my lady Irish.
yeah, I hadn't seen much of them, but I'll pay
They
attention.
they got that one player, that young, like that young, what's up? I forgot her name, but she's killing them. I want to say she wears number 4, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
For Notre Dame,
Yeah.
okay, I'll keep that in mind. Okay. Yeah, well, we gotta put because they're keeping it, they're keeping it interesting. I mean, really, as usual, they do. So we'll make sure on Thursday we shed some light on those ladies. So before we move off of basketball, Buckeye Bill, you wanted to say something else about basketball, the subject we were on? We
Well,
were talking about the ladies, how the ladies are killing in the NCAA, how much more
say that one more
exciting
time.
they are. We were talking about how the ladies in the NCAA, how much more exciting their games have been this season. The
Well,
ladies in the NCAA.
yeah. Hopefully, everybody's been watching the NCAA women's game. These young ladies have been remarkable. I mean, and I to be honest with you, I think the men's in NCAA, whether it's Ohio State, Michigan, Duke, North Carolina, they're not playing hard until March Madness. The ladies, every game that you turn, if you turn on those games on Sunday, you see good play. And I'm talking about I'm talking about like Nitty said, Notre Dame, USC, South Carolina, some of those Texas girls, the Tennessee girls, UConn. Every game, pretty much every game that they put on Sunday is great matchups, and it's phenomenal basketball. It's the kind of basketball that you can actually learn from. If you was a self starter on trying to learn how to play basketball, watch them young ladies, man, because those young ladies, they are sound, they're disciplined, and they play hard. And Don Staley has literally upped her game where in my opinion, she can outcoach a lot of the college coaches and possibly coach in the NBA if she wanted to, or the WNBA. I know she can coach in the WNBA, but I think that
Yeah.
she could outcoach some of the coaches in the NBA and get true output from some of these young men that's coming into the league now. Because that old school way of coaching and talking to these players it's out. It's 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 gone. You know, you got to find a different way to motivate these kids and to motivate them to do what it takes on and off the court and on and off the field. And I think Don Staley is one of the up and coming coaches that on any level, she would be phenomenal. She would be awesome. Man, if if Charlotte wanted to have a good team, I would go to Don Staley and say, "Hey, can you be on our staff? And we will make sure you will be the head coach of the Charlotte Hornets in 2
They're doing
years."
pretty good actually.
Say it again,
Mhm.
Hayes.
Charlotte Hornets are doing pretty good this year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, they're playing. Yeah, and all they need is another another level of coaching. They need another level of coaching, man. If you bring that in there, man, you talking about, you know how many players will want to come to Charlotte if Don Staley was that coach? Man, come on, bro. You might even get one of the outstanding WNBA stars, the start on Charlotte, and make it big. I mean, there's so much talent out there in the WNBA and the NBA that and in college that's coming up. This group of players, Peterson, Boozers, um that's coming up out of college, this is gonna be stacked.
Yep.
It's gonna be stacked. Watch March Madness. It's gonna be maddening. I don't even know how I'm gonna do my brackets yet, so let's not talk about that yet. But um the amount of talent that is in the NBA and the WNBA is outstanding. And when LeBron leaves the NBA, it's not gonna fall. You got Cunningham, you got Edwards, you got Wemby. It's not going nowhere. It's not going nowhere when LeBron leaves. I
Might
just
get
want
better.
his legacy to be stamped in modern history of the NBA. And I want y'all to respect his name, man. Put some respect on his name.
Okay. So we got about 10 minutes. Let's move on to our football world. So I know you've been looking at some of the mock drafts, Buckeye Bill. Who do you think is going where? And well, before we do that, we've got the combine coming up. And I want to know, because Buckeye Bill and I, we've talked about it, and Nitty and Hayes, I want to know, do you think it's necessary for those athletes that are already going in those top rounds? Do you think they really need to do the combine? Because we know that, um, what's his name? The one that, the quarterback,
Mendoza.
Mendoza. We know he's not doing it. Of course, he's going number one. So do you think in Carnell Tate or Abdul
No,
Reese, you think
Cardinal Tate, he's
any
not
of
in it.
them,
He's not. No,
he's not
he's not
doing
in
it?
it. Listen,
No.
listen. The
He's
most
not doing it?
important thing about the combine is for, and it was structured for individuals who didn't have enough tape in the
Right. I can
HBCU.
know what it is. So what I'm asking Hayes and Nitty, do you
Uh-huh.
think those that are going in those top rounds, do you think it's necessary?
No.
Because I
No,
remember when there was one who snubbed, and it was a Ohio State player who said, "I'm not doing it," and he got a lot of flack from that. He got a lot of criticism from that, and I can't remember which one it was, but nope, everybody
Might have
agreed.
been one of them.
But
Might have been one of them Bosa boys.
It was, one of them, but it wasn't him. It was someone else. It was one of the Bosa boys. I don't think Nick did it, but it was somebody else. but they got a lot of flack. But they were already going, in the first round. So how do you guys feel? Do you guys feel that it's necessary? Is it a
Well, the most important part of the combine is the interview.
nitty? Do you think okay, but do you think besides the interviews, do you think that the showcase, the actual athletic, if you already have tape, you already know you're going in the first round, is there a reason for an athlete to participate in the combine? What do you think, Nitty?
No, because they actually have so many times that they can actually get in front of these teams, and that's not counting the individual workout. And they had like you got pro day, you got in you got he's supposed to be throwing it. Mendoza's throwing it. He's supposed to be throwing it something else, but I can't remember what day it is, or what kind of thing it is. But he got a situation to where he don't have to do. Plus, um, I don't like the combine because they had these quarter. I don't like it for the quarterbacks because they be having these quarterbacks throw at these people cold feet, no rhythm. You ain't got no kind of with them.
Yep.
I mean, they might be a
No
good wide
chemistry.
receiver.
No
None.
chemistry.
So
Hmm.
that doesn't because I want to
Doesn't
say
show what you can really do.
what's that? Shador had to even take up for the Ohio State quarterback last year because they was trying to
That's
say
who
how
it
he
was.
tried. What was it? Will Howard?
Yeah, Will Howard. Yeah.
Yep, yep. That's
He,
exactly, yeah, because
they,
he
they,
had a
they,
bad day. That's my point.
and see, and Shador had to point it out to people. Look, that man don't even know these receivers, and I'm paraphrasing. He don't even know them
Yeah.
receivers.
Right.
So how y'all expect for that man to know? Because they fail to realize. See, you got
Their tendencies or anything like that. See,
yeah,
and that's rhythm. When quarterbacks go out there, they it has to be there has to be some kind of connection, and there's rhythm in the routes that they see
yeah,
um, the receivers run. Now, if they haven't done enough tape on that particular player, he don't know what he likes the most. He don't know what route he likes the most. So you're
Right.
just throwing the ball up in there and letting the receiver go get it. That's really not what you know. Any team would want from your quarterback. So I don't think it's good for especially a quarterback to go out there and just throw unless he has, like you said, the pro day. You have players that you're acquainted with, their routes, their tendencies and things of that nature. Then you can show exactly what kind of precision
What you
pass
can
that
do.
you do. When you're just throwing it to a person that's just out there, it's not going
Right.
to be the same because the connection is not going to be the same.
Right. And it's not a reflection of your talent.
And it's not
So,
a reflection of the talent. That's exactly what you said, Ladybug.
right. So, did you hear though that Cardinal Tate's not doing it? He's just doing the interview
Yeah,
part.
he's not. He's not. No, there's four receivers, four top receivers that are going to go to that's gonna perform at the combine. Cornell Tate is not one of them.
Okay.
I don't think Downs is going to do it.
And he shouldn't.
Ariel, he wants to because they got him slated going past Caleb Downs. So he wants to show people that he's the second pick in the draft. But the second pick in the draft is going to be Caleb Downs, no matter what.
hmm
Whoever, if
Okay.
you go up to the Jets pick or the Jets picking, you cannot pass up on a Caleb Downs. So um, I like the way the draft is because we're going to have at least four Sunny Styles in the top 10.
Okay. And
You
that's
got
Ohio
you got
State, that
Caleb,
is.
you
Right.
got um Carnell Tate, Reese, and we might even have McDonald in there and Sunny Styles. That might be five in the top 10. In the top
Mm-hmm.
10. or the first of the first 1 or 2 picks of the second round. So I mean, we got some phenomenal players coming out of Ohio State this year, and we'll talk about how we replaced them because we got two defensive players that committed to Ohio State from Alabama, outstanding players. We'll talk about that later, but yeah, we're bringing the heat from Ohio State, and every one of those players is going to be picked and going to be picked high. Every last one of them.
Yeah.
Look,
And
so
we ain't even
Nitty,
talking about Max Clare.
that's what I'm getting
We
ready to
ain't
say.
even
We're
thinking about
missing
Max
one.
Clare.
So
Yeah.
He's gonna be
Nitty,
one of the top tight ends to be picked probably in the second
yeah,
round. So yeah, we got some players, man. We got some players that's gonna be picked in you know and the combine is not there to uh for the star players. It's there for individuals from HBCUs, Division 4, Division 5 teams to showcase their talent.
Yeah.
That's
exactly.
what it's there
So
for.
so Nitty, let me ask you, how many do y'all have besides Mendoza? What is Indiana looking like? How many y'all got? You
Both of
got
their
any in
receivers
the
is in
top?
the draft. They're just
In the
low
top? Are
in the
they in the
draft.
top? Is there any in the top 10 anymore besides
No,
Mendoza?
Mm-mm. I ain't even gonna front like that. You'll see a Notre Dame player before you see a IU player.
Oh, okay.
You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? But and I'm not trying to take nothing away from because the Hoosiers got they got a few dogs on the defense. You know what I'm saying? But as of right now, I don't see them going in the top 10. But they're gonna be up there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Okay. I'm really excited to see this draft. It doesn't seem like it's a, I mean, besides who we have, I'm trying to
Hmm.
see who
Ruben
who else am I
Bain, man, I'm
missing?
telling you, man, that he gonna be a beast. He's
Who?
gonna be a beast. The dude from Miami, he gonna be about that business. He gonna be about that
Yeah,
business,
what's
man.
his name?
Ruben Bain from Miami,
Okay.
Mm.
What
defensive
position?
end. Yeah,
Yeah.
he gonna be somebody. He gonna be somebody to
Hmm.
look at. You know,
What about
um,
Tony? What about Tony? Is he not eligible? What, Malachi?
who?
Malachi from Miami. Is he not going to the draft?
Oh no, he's a
No.
freshman.
Oh, he's a freshman? Okay.
Yeah, he's a freshman.
I was gonna say no. He coming back.
Yeah,
Oh,
he has
okay.
to come back.
I
He
don't
has
know.
no
I don't know if
choice.
he going. I don't know if he
If
gonna
he
be
gonna
at
be with Miami.
Miami.
Right.
That's the
Okay.
question.
Right. Just don't know where he's going.
But
No, he
Or at least
wanted to
I don't
come to
know.
Ohio State, but there ain't no room for him because we got
Right.
hey,
Henry.
but
We ain't got no
Lady
room
Buck,
for
Mm-hmm.
since we're on college football, I gotta bring something to y'all attention about that team up north
Yeah, I wonder here.
because
There, I know it's been some things in the news, and I didn't know what to believe and what not to believe. So, what have you been hearing about, you know, Mr. Sharon Moore?
well they kind of did it underhandedly when they went to the judge for the warrant to arrest him. Number one, they didn't show they didn't give up enough because had they had told the whole information, the judge wouldn't have went for it because they didn't tell the judge that they basically misled the judge. They didn't tell the judge that he was her subordinate and she was like executive something, for him, an executive assistant for him.
Hmm.
How can you say stalking when you have that man is her subordinate? If I'm saying that correctly.
Wait a minute. Wait
Or
a
the
minute. Let
other
me
way
ask you something.
around?
Hold up. Let me rewind you. So when they gave her the new position, he
Hmm.
she he became under her stat
Yep.
when they paid her that money. He
Hmm.
became up under her.
No,
No,
no, no, no.
no. I said
She's,
it backwards.
you know. Yeah,
Oh,
Nitty
okay.
said
I
it
was gonna say,
backwards.
man, because that didn't even make no sense.
No. But what he's
And
saying
then,
is, if she's working for him, then how can there be an accusation of stalking? But here's what I do know about stalking, Nitty, is that
mhm,
you don't have to have proof when you go to get an arrest warrant for stalking. Whether you're doing digital stalking, it could be digital
mhm,
by the phone. It could be, a woman, and these are the laws. A woman can go down there and say, he's stalking
mhm,
me. I'm seeing him in the bushes every night, and he could be at home in bed. They can arrest. They will make an arrest on that
was
just by what a woman says. So
yeah, trust
that
me.
and then it has to be proven. So did some new evidence come out to say that he wasn't stalking because he got
Yeah,
arrested
yeah,
after
yeah.
leaving her
Because
home?
well, see, they got the defense got the discovery and discovered the flaws in there. So now they got to have an evidentiary hearing because the detective told the judge, "Look, I got I got 12 text messages, or I got 12 phone calls or text messages. You know, what I'm saying that shows he was stalking her." But then when what the detective didn't tell the judge was when he asked her about the 12 phone calls, she said they were work related.
Hmm.
Oh,
So that's what I
okay.
mean by they misled
You talk
the
about the
judge.
actual communication between the two.
Yeah, and then
Right.
they said that, and so they saying that the detective basically misled the judge by telling by saying by not telling that sure, Coach Moore she worked for Coach Moore, because had he had said that, the judge wouldn't have went for it. So he
Oh,
purposely left
wow.
the stuff out. So now they have to have a
For it to be,
evidentiary
they
hearing.
would have to have some kind of communication. You know what I'm saying? They would have to
Yeah,
have some kind of communication.
yeah.
So,
But the defense is doing their job, put it that way. And so, like I said, when it's all said and done, um,
I'm
I mean,
glad
I
you're not
might,
a lawyer, and I'm not either.
but my whole thing is he's such a cat, and y'all know what I mean. He's such a cat. But if the law is doing him wrong, he deserves justice too.
That's true.
You
I
see what I'm
mean,
saying?
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
But,
that's true. You
yeah.
know,
Yeah,
you can say what you,
it'll come to light. Yeah,
yeah,
everything will come to light because he's not one of my favorite people, and again, I don't know the whole story because I wasn't there, and neither was anybody else.
nope.
So once it all comes out, and the truth comes out, then that's when everybody can form their opinion. You know, but
I,
you know,
hey, you heard it here first. I don't think he's gonna make it to court. I think they're gonna throw it out
wow,
because for the simple fact that
and that would be nice.
had had
But that,
had
but still, he's still going to lose his money. And
yeah,
she brought him down. She brought him down, but he allowed that to
yeah,
happen.
yeah, thinking with the
He
wrong
allowed
head.
that. So
Yep.
I don't want him to go to jail or anything like that. But you hit your head up against the wall, your head should hurt, and that's
And that
exactly what they're going to do. They're gonna make his head hurt, no matter
I
what,
mean,
and that's what he's going through right now. So good
but
luck. Hope
yeah,
hope 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 for the best for him. But yeah,
yeah.
what'd you
He
say, Nitty?
he also they talking about it was a domestic situation, and come and find out he told the judge that the detective told the judge that they got a history of domestic situation between them two, and they don't.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
all the
that's
neighbors
why I said.
came into her house and said, "I'm gonna kill myself." So
Well, see
that's
but
not
Yeah,
a
that was a
domestic
story that we heard, but
violent
was that
situation.
true?
That's like a violence
he
against
probably but here's the thing. Let me tell you this, Buckeye Bill. Here's the thing with 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 him. You know what I'm saying? that cop had not misled the judge, then that whole thing wouldn't have happened. See what I'm saying? They wouldn't have got the arrest warrant until you even arrest him. It wouldn't have made it that far. But since he
Right.
misled the judge, now and since he oh boy did spend some money for that defense, so and because I think that lawyer that he got and she fit and she kind of fits the build of his makeup to what he prefers. But anyway, um, but no, she on it. She going through that case with a fine tooth comb and she finding all the loopholes. That's why I said I don't know if it's even gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? But if it don't make it, you heard it from Blue Nitty first on About That Business podcast.
Girl, like I said,
Okay.
I
And
don't
again,
wish no harm on anybody.
yeah.
No,
And
but
either way it goes, Michigan still sucks.
Mm.
That's
yep.
And they
it.
get ready,
That's
and they
all
get
that
ready to get
matters.
beat. And they're getting ready to
That's
get
all
beat
that
for the next
matters.
10 to 15 years
The team up
by
north,
the
I care
Scarlet and
less
Gray.
about. I don't. Hey, look here. I don't care if they smoking weed. I want them to smoke as much weed as they want to. I don't care. Ain't absolutely nothing.
Well, I tell you what. I tell you what. They moving. They kind of moving in the right direction. You say what you want, but you know what I'm saying. They got rid of that cat out the cat house. You know what I'm saying. They're getting that weak stuff out their system. Man,
yep.
I bleed blue. Come on, man.
well, well, they still got a minute. One thing about that team up north is that when they fall apart, it takes them some years to rebuild. It's
Hmm.
they're not an Ohio State. We rebuild within the next season. We don't really
Hmm.
have a down a time where we have 3 or 4 losing seasons. We're just not used to that. That's not us. But Michigan, they're used to that. So, and that's all they can do. All the fans
Fan
can do
base
now,
is
they're
used
just
to it.
concentrating on us. They're concentrating on what we're doing because they have nothing to
Yeah.
talk about.
I can't.
And they know it.
Shoot, I can't wait to see what Marcus Freeman do this year with the Irish.
Okay, we ain't gonna talk about that right now it's past our time. But
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know what?
past our time. So go ahead and take us on out of here, Buckeye Bill.
I just wanted to say this is a great month, but a better year in the coming years of celebration. And I just wanted to give one big shout out to my big brother, Cornelius Green, the first black quarterback to ever play for Ohio State. I'm talking about 1972 to 1975, starting record 31, 3-1. 74 All Big Ten, 74 Rose Bowl MVP, 75 All Big Ten, 75 Big Ten MVP, 75 Ohio State MVP, 76 um Aloha Bowl MVP, and then inducted to the Ohio State in
Sit down.
1988 and Hall of Fame, and inducted in 2019 to the Rose Bowl Hall of Fame. Thank you, big brother, for all that you do. Mad love for you, and go Bucks. We out like the
Bucks.
light, baby.
We out.
All right, y'all.
Have a good evening.
And
Y'all too.
so
Yeah.
Oh! Before y'all leave, I want to say one thing.
Okay.
Check out that movie called Soul Power.
Soul Power. What is
I
it
think it's
Is
on?
called
it
Soul
anything
Power.
about sports?
Yes, it's about the ABA and how it got started on to where the
Okay.
ABA played
Okay.
against the NBA. It's a
Soul
good show.
What
Power.
is it? What is it playing on?
I
Hayes, is it
think it's
Netflix or?
Netflix. I think it's Netflix. Yeah.
That's a
Good looking
nice.
out,
Okay,
man. Good
thank
looking
you.
out.
Soul
Yes.
Power.
Yep.
All right, Village.
All right, y'all.
We holla. All
All
right,
right
thank
now.
you.
Hmm.
Synesthetic. 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 Synesthetic.
I'm trying to win my team a championship. I'm trying to win my team a championship. Let's go. Trying to win my team a championship. We all in the game, trying to get us some ranks, ain't ballin' to pray. Should I do what you can? Hey, Block is the name, BMG is the gun. Hey, yeah, but we working. Hey, yeah, but we working. Hey, practice make perfect. Hey, practice make perfect. Hey, trying to win my team a championship. Yeah, and we score every chance that we get. Take advantage of handles, it's all in the wrist. Got shooters on the squad. Perfect aiming up Swiss. Got shooters on the squad. Trying to win my team a championship. Everybody is playing their roles. Hey, watch out, pose.